Dr. Shabir, welcome to Let the Quran Speak.
It's my pleasure to be on.
I want to ask you a question about Hajj. Is it unethical to go to Hajj knowing the expense? You know, I've read that some people spend $20,000 and $25,000 per person for Hajj. And, you know, the prices can range. So it could be, let's say, $15,000. But that's, you know, that's the average price, I believe, in Canada. Maybe it's even more than that by now. But on the other hand, we have many people who cannot afford the Hajj ever in their lifetime. And we have some people going multiple times in their lifetime who can afford it. And then we have, you know, immense poverty in the world. So the question is like, what could I do with, let's say, if my spouse and I go and we spend $40,000, what could I be doing with that money instead of going for Hajj?
You can give it to me.
So do you think it's a fair question to ask about the ethics of paying all that money to go for Hajj?
Yes, it's a fair question. Dr. Wa'il Shihab, who is Imam at the Toronto Islamic Center in downtown Toronto, wrote an article for aboutislam.net. That article is very comprehensive. I like the way he specified these are the major principles of Islam. And based on these principles, you know, how does it measure up to go to Hajj again and again? So I don't remember everything that he said, but some of the points are striking. Like, for example, it is better to, he says in principle, to avert a harm than to gain some benefit. So as a principle. Now, if people are being harmed all around you and they need this money, then it's better to alleviate that harm than to get the benefit of going to Hajj on your own. Secondly, he pointed out that, you know, as in principle, the public benefit is it takes precedence over the personal benefit. And when, you know, there is a great public need for your money, it could be, you know, because there's poverty all around you and so on. Still, you know, piggybacking on the first point, but it's looking at it from a different perspective, looking at a new principle. An old principle, but a different one. And so looking at it from this perspective, yeah, there could be Islamic centers that need your support for them to grow. There could be schools in which children will learn about Islam that need your financial support. So rather than to spend your money to go to the pilgrimage for your own personal benefit, you can give it for the public benefit and so on. So looking at principles like this and seeing, you know, where the money can bring about the greatest good, he does not recommend that you go to Hajj again and again. In fact, then it will seem that you're doing something, you know, you're picking something less beneficial and foregoing something of greater benefit. It doesn't make sense. In the end, we can say that if you know, people are going to spend their money anyway, if they're not going for the Hajj, if you say don't go to Hajj, maybe they'll take a cruise somewhere else or whatever, spend the money anyhow. Well, if that's what you're going to do, you may as well go to Hajj. And of course, giving the money in charity is not the same as going to Hajj. We should acknowledge, because when going to Hajj, you're not only making the financial sacrifice, but you're also sacrificing your personal time. And there's the opportunity cost, because you could have been working at the same time, but you're taking time off from your employment and from your income generation, and you're going there. And then there is a physical effort that is put into the Hajj. All of that makes a lot of difference, and then personal involvement. So in this regard, we can see that there are hadiths actually which encourage going to Hajj. And so if you're going to spend the money in a vacation anyway, then Hajj is the best place to be. But at the same time, some of the scholars point out the overcrowding there, and it's better if people did not go again and again.
Thank you for that, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.
On behalf of Let the Quran Speak, I want to say thank you. You've helped us become the most widely watched Muslim TV show in Canada. I want to appeal to you to continue to support us. You can visit our website, QuranSpeaks.com. We also accept e-transfers to igive@QuranSpeaks.com. And we're now on Patreon, so you can make a monthly contribution. May God bless you and your loved ones today and always.